Imagine the deafening silence. The calendar has flipped to the early hours of November 12th. All the bombast of the fall tech season has finally been spent. The dazzling keynotes feel like a hazy dream. The new iPhones are already familiar in our hands, and the latest MacBooks are settling into our daily rhythm. We've mentally closed the book on Apple's year. We think we know what's coming next. And then, the quietest move of all. It doesn't arrive with a stadium-filling roar, no multi-million-dollar global live stream, and certainly no Tim Cook walking out onto a sun-drenched, polished stage. No, this happens in the dead of night, like a special operations team executing a flawless, silent drop. New products simply materialize on the Apple Store, backed by nothing more than a simple, almost dismissive press release and a quiet email to tech journalists. That right there is the ultimate Apple power move. When you command this much attention, you don't need to shout, you whisper, and the entire world stops, holds its breath, and leans to catch every syllable. What part of the Apple ecosystem do you think is most due for this kind of silent upgrade? Leave a comment below and let me know your guess. This isn't just a fantasy or a fevered dream of the Apple faithful. This is a very, very real possibility. The evidence is swirling, and it's not coming from the usual anonymous basement bloggers or shaky forum posts. The real chatter is echoing inside Apple's own retail stores. Employees are reportedly being told to prep new marketing layouts and organize store inventory overnight. That kind of frantic, clandestine preparation in the dark almost always signals one thing: new hardware. But why now? It seems utterly illogical. Apple has already played its biggest, most headline-grabbing cards this year. The new flagship iPhone, the powerful M-series chip upgrades, the Vision Pro advancements. The heavy hitters that demand attention have taken their bows. So, what could possibly be left to quietly slip out in the middle of November? As it turns out, the most foundational pieces of all. We're not talking about the flashiest flagships or the devices that command a keynote. We are talking about Apple's other army, the unsung, quiet soldiers that, for millions, represent the very essence of the real Apple ecosystem. This is the glue, the connective tissue that holds the entire, sprawling empire together. Today, we're diving deep into the three devices rumored to be part of this stealth strike: a new Apple TV, a next-generation AirTag, and a refreshed HomePod Mini. Now, I know the immediate thought that just popped into your head. That's it? A streaming box, a key tracker, and a small speaker? Is that the big secret? If that's your reaction, you are missing the entire game board. You're looking at the individual pieces without seeing the strategy. You see, this is not about a slightly cleaner menu interface or finding your misplaced keys a few seconds faster. This is about something staggeringly bigger. It's the foundation for Apple's next decade. This is about laying the very bricks for the long-promised true Apple intelligence revolution. These aren't just accessories. They are poised to become the brain, the senses, and the voice of your entire future home. If these whispers are true, by the time most of us wake up on November 12th, the world will have quietly, fundamentally changed. And most people won't even know why. But you will. Stick with me, because we're not just going to tell you what's coming. We're going to dissect why this is arguably the single most important Apple launch you're not supposed to be paying attention to. Let's start with the most forgotten, most misunderstood, and potentially the most powerful device in Apple's entire living room strategy: the Apple TV. For years, this sleek little black box has been an enigma. Let's be honest, it delivers the best streaming experience on the market. It's fluid, clean, and mercifully free of the cheap, cluttered ads shoved down your throat by competitors. And yes, they finally perfected the remote. But it's also expensive, far more so than a Roku or a Fire Stick. And the hardware inside? It's practically ancient history. The current Apple TV 4K runs on a chip from the iPhone 13, a fossil in Apple time. It's been left to gather dust. So why bother with it now? Why waste a new chip on what was once called a hobby? Because the Apple TV was never just a streaming box. That was its perfect camouflage, its disguise. Apple has been patiently waiting for one piece of technology to arrive that would unlock its true purpose: Apple Intelligence. The massive rumor is that the new Apple TV won't take a minor step up. It's rumored to be jumping straight to an A17 chip, Let's be crystal clear about the implications of that kind of power. This isn't just about faster Netflix menus. This is about putting the brain of a modern, high-end iPhone inside your television. Why do you need that much horsepower? First, gaming. Apple Arcade has been a cute distraction, a nice addition, but with an A17 chip and that level of graphical power, the Apple TV instantly becomes a legitimate, stealthy gaming console. This is the Trojan horse. This is Apple's real shot at competing with PlayStation and Xbox, not by launching a massive new console, but by delivering one right into your living room under the guise of a simple streaming device. Imagine true AAA console-quality titles running flawlessly on your 80-inch screen. But that's still not the main story. The real game changer is AI. Imagine this scenario. You're watching a fast, complex action scene. You lean over and quietly whisper to your partner, "Who is that actor?" "The one on the left." And without you touching a button, without pausing the movie or pulling out your phone, text instantly appears in the corner. That's Tom Hardy. Imagine watching an old episode of Friends. It's grainy. It's in the 04:3 aspect ratio. The A17 chip uses its AI to intelligently and instantly upscale the footage to 4K, cleaning the picture, sharpening the edges, and predicting the missing pixels to make it look like it was filmed yesterday. Think about what Apple Intelligence can do on your phone, and now imagine it has access to the biggest, most important screen in your house. Siri will finally stop being a punchline. Instead of just asking for the weather, you'll be able to have a real, complex conversation. "Siri, I'm bored. Find me a movie that both my wife and I will like. She likes comedies, I like sci-fi, and it has to be under 2 hours." An A17-powered AI will actually scan all your streaming services, cross-reference both of your viewing histories from your Apple profiles, and deliver a perfect, personalized recommendation. The new Apple TV isn't just a box for your TV. It is your TV's command center. The new rumor box will also allegedly include Wi-Fi 7, which isn't for today. That's future-proofing for a world where your 8K stream, high-end video game, and 5-person FaceTime call are all happening wirelessly, simultaneously, without a single stutter. This is Apple planting a flag in the living room, done with letting cheap plastic sticks run the show. They are building the new main hub for the smart home. And this hub, this brain, is only the first piece of the puzzle. Piece number 2 is a device that for many has been truly magical, the AirTag. Such a simple, humble, and perfectly designed little white circle. A device that does one thing flawlessly. Find your stuff. Lost luggage? Found. Misplaced keys? Found. A dog that wandered off? Found. AirTags are a work of pure genius, relying on the Find My network, a global, invisible, anonymous mesh of hundreds of millions of iPhones, iPads, and Macs all working together to report the location of your lost item. So, how do you upgrade a product that's already almost perfect? Well, it's not perfect. If you've used one, you know about the last percent problem. Your phone confidently says your keys are right here in the room, but you still can't find them. You're frantically tearing cushions off the couch while the precision-finding arrow just spins in circles. It's good, but it's not pinpoint. The rumor for the new AirTag is a new, next-generation ultra-wideband chip. The U2 or maybe even U3. This is not just an upgrade. This is a superpower. We're not talking about finding your keys in the living room. We're talking about your phone's AR camera showing you a glowing arrow that points under the specific magazine on your coffee table where they slid. We're not talking about your bag being somewhere in Terminal 5. We're talking about your bag is on the specific baggage carousel 10 feet to your left. That level of precision changes everything. But what this chip connects to is a real story. It will integrate directly with the Apple Vision Pro. Imagine this. You walk through your house wearing your Vision Pro. You've tagged your remote, your keys, your wallet, and as you glance around, digital labels appear in your vision, floating over those items. Your keys are literally glowing on the hook by the door. This is the ultimate bridge, the connection between the digital and physical worlds that every tech company has been trying to build. And Apple is also rumored to be tackling the AirTag's biggest, most controversial problem, stalking. The first generation, while brilliant, had a dark side. It was too easy to slip into a bag or car from malicious tracking. Apple has been fighting this with software, but the new AirTag will allegedly have new hardware protections, a new security system. Maybe the battery will be harder to remove to stop stalkers from disabling the warning speaker. Stronger, louder, and more immediate anti-stalking alerts that work flawlessly with all devices, not just iPhones. Apple knows this is their major vulnerability, and they are going to fix it. So, the new AirTag becomes a perfect tracker, smarter, safer, and with a level of precision that feels like science fiction. And it becomes the second piece of Apple's grand plan. If the new Apple TV is the brain, the AirTags are the senses. They're the nerve endings that tell the central AI brain where all of your physical, real-world stuff is in real time, down to the inch. Now, Apple has a brain for the home and senses for the world. What is still missing? A voice. And that brings us to the third, and perhaps most subtle, rumor drop, the HomePod Mini. Goodness, this thing is ancient. It's been years since a meaningful update. It's been a loyal, if basic, soldier, a great little speaker for the price, a fantastic kitchen timer, a decent way to play your Apple Music. But let's be brutally honest. As a smart speaker, it's dumb. Siri on the HomePod is famously, tragically frustratingly bad. You ask a simple question and it says, I can show you the results on your iPhone. You ask it to play a specific song and it plays the wrong one. Meanwhile, Amazon and Google have dominated this space. For years, it's looked like Apple was losing the smart home war, or so it seemed. The new HomePod Mini isn't just getting new colors. The rumor is it's getting a new, much faster, much smarter chip, one that is intelligence-ready. It's getting vastly improved microphones, a new array that can hear you from across the room even with music blaring, and, crucially, understand which HomePod you're talking to. It's getting a new audio architecture. But this isn't about making your music sound better. This is about one thing and one thing only, redeeming Siri. The new chip means Apple Intelligence can run on the device. It doesn't need to ping the cloud for every simple request. That makes it lightning fast, instantaneous. The new microphones mean it's accurate. This is Apple's new ambient computing play. The HomePod Mini becomes the access point, the physical, tangible microphone and speaker for the giant, powerful AI brain Apple is building. This is the voice. Now, let's put all three pieces together. This is it. This is why this seemingly boring November drop is the most exciting, most important thing Apple has done all year. This is the real launch of the Apple Smart Home. Picture the scene. You walk into your living room. The Apple TV, the brain, recognizes your iPhone is near. The TV screen flickers on, not to a messy homepage of apps, but to a simple, elegant question. Continue watching your show? You toss your keys on the counter. The new AirTag, the Sense, instantly updates its location, not just at home, but on the kitchen counter. You walk into the kitchen and say, Hey Siri, I'm home. The new HomePod Mini, the voice, doesn't just robotically say, Welcome. It thinks. The brain, Apple TV, communicates with the voice, HomePod, and the Senses, AirTags. The HomePod Mini comes alive. Welcome home. I see you just got back from the gym. I'll start your post-workout playlist. The living room lights are set to 70%. Oh, and you have a reminder that your dry cleaning, which has an AirTag, is still at the shop. I've added a stop to your route for tomorrow morning. That is the ecosystem. That is the game Apple is playing. This isn't three separate products. It is one system. A system that finally makes Apple Intelligence real. Not just something on your phone, but something in the air around you. Ambient computing. The Apple TV becomes the central processor and visual hub. The AirTags become the physical world locators. And the HomePod Mini becomes the seamless audio interface that ties it all together. While everyone else has been obsessing over the flagship devices, Apple has been quietly, methodically building the infrastructure for its next great conquest, your home. They're building a home that thinks, a home that anticipates your needs, a home where your devices don't just react to you. They work for you in perfect, seamless unison. And they're doing it in the most Apple way possible. Not with a loud, arrogant event, but with a quiet, devastatingly smart tactical strike, dropping the three simple, almost boring pieces of hardware that when combined, create a fortress that Google and Amazon will not be able to touch. A brain, a network of senses, and a voice. So, as November 12th approaches, don't watch the main stage. There won't be one. Watch the side door. Apple isn't just dropping new products. They are dropping the foundation for the next decade of technology. They are quietly, without any fireworks at all, changing your entire world. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.